It's 9 o'clock.
Aago mẹ́sàn-án ti lù.
This is our promise. We made up our minds to do something new, something different, do more, do the impossible, do better, do big, do good, do it again and again and again. Do what no one else has done with radio. This is our promise at Diamond FM. Diamond 88.7 FM, shining supreme.
For the best of national, local, international news and sport. Tune in to News Punch and Diamond 88.7 FM. News Punch, all about the news.
The time is 9 o'clock. Good morning and thanks for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. This is News Punch, a news and current affairs compilation of topical story headlines making the rounds. I am your host, Nedu Okorie. You're welcome. Here are the headlines trending in the news today. President Tinubu condemns Gabon coup, says rule of law must not perish in Africa. Murik warns Nigerian army not to copy Gabon military coup. PDP has no right to discipline me for being in Tinubu's government. This is according to Wike. Private sector encouraged by Tinubu's bold decisions. This is according to Elumelu. Sanwo-Olu Obasa meet Lagos GAC over rejection of 17 commissioner nominees. Tinubu mourns designer of national flag, Taiwo Akinkunmi. Governor Bago sets Niger's annual revenue target at 120 billion naira. First Lady lays wreath at UN House to commemorate its bombing in 2011. Nigerian doctors moving to Sierra Leone, Gambia, CMDs lament. Norgay urges Tinubu to probe local government allocations diversion. House Speaker commends NSCDC for securing Kwara. Moving on to the foreign scene, Florida takes stock in storm Idalia's aftermath. North Korea says it stimulated nuclear strike in South. Russia arms talks with North Korea actively and advancing. This is according to the White House. Coup supporters parade their new leader in Gabon. All right, moving into the world of sport. Chelsea fight back to beat Wimbledon 2-1 in League Cup. And finally, in the world of sport, NPFL Rangers assured of improved facilities at training camp. And those are the major headlines making the rounds today. It was compiled and edited by Joseph Emeribe. My name is Nedu Okorie. For sponsorship and advert placement, kindly contact our sales and marketing office on 0912 929 4332. You can also call 0812 828 6078. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we discuss and have an in-depth analysis of some of the topical stories Don't forget that you can follow us by logging on to any of our platform, that is www.diamondfm.net, or keep up to date via our social media pages. Do stay tuned.
The major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, they want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hold in domain? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
All right, it's 7 minutes gone past the hour of 9, and this is the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from our international media center right here in Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. Thank you for joining us. As you all know, the Diamond Breakfast Show is a program where we discuss and analyze trending stories and current affairs relating to politics, governance, and the society at large. And it reaches you from Mondays through Fridays. And this is the Thursdays edition for this week, and I'm always live on Tuesdays and Thursdays on the Diamond Breakfast Show. My name is Nedu Okorie. Don't forget that you can be a part of the program. You can share your thoughts and opinions via WhatsApp through this number, 0913 655 6864. You can as well call that number. Other numbers also will be ruled out as we commence the program. All right, let's get the show started. We've got our guest seated in the studio already.
Good morning.
All right, joining me this wonderful morning on the Diamond Breakfast Show is a legal practitioner. He's also a current affairs analyst in the person of Oladipo Bashiru. Mr. Oladipo, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. You're welcome to the program.
Highly welcome.
All right, this morning, yes. All right, this morning we'll be taking a look at the profound development from the Central African country of Gabon, where soldiers seized power yesterday, and they've put President Ali Bongo under house arrest. And video clips have also emerged of the dethroned president appealing for outside intervention for him and his family. Well, let's play this tape coming from Mr. Ali, that's the president of Gabon, Ali Bongo.
I'm Ali Bongo on Jimba, Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, for the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence, and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make the noise to make noise. To make noise, really. I'm thanking you. Thank you.
All right. That was the president of Gabon in a televised address yesterday, and he was pleading for his friends to make noise. And according to this, the report we gathered in a televised address yesterday, the soldiers disclosed that they represent all security and defense forces in the Central African nation, and they cited things as institutional, political, and economic and social crisis as the reason for the coup. Now, this is an interesting development, if I must say, comrade. And barely a month after the coup in Niger Republic, the ECOWAS and the African Union are still trying to restore peace and democracy over there. And now, this in Gabon, where President Ali Bongo has been in power since 1999. What would you say is causing this wave of government toppling and military takeover in Africa, comrade?
Thank you so much. It's the wave of coup in Africa. It's not the first time. It has always been, if you remember, going back to history. Immediately, most African countries got independent. Within the first 2-3 years, we're always having coup. Nigeria here, we had our independence in 1960. By 1963, we had our republic. By 1966, we had the first coup. In Ghana, similar thing. The same thing when you look down through Africa. This has always been the... So if you now, to now say now, what is the reason? For me, I will tell you, the reason is simple. The quest for power.
The quest for power.
That is all, nothing more. But you see, the reality is this. Why I agree and I admit the fact that most of our leaders, particularly the civilian leaders, have not really lived up to the expectation of the people. But the Yoruba will say one thing. Wani ori bibe koni ogun ori fifo. You see, for any nation to grow, the rule of law is very, very important. Under the Nigerian Constitution of 1960, it's clearly stated there that coup is an aberration and that anybody that plans coup will be executed. But by the time the coup occurred, when it got to the courts, the issue of coup got to the Nigerian courts. The Nigerian court interpreted it to be a revolution. And do you know why it was interpreted to be a revolution? It's because they believe that at that time, power had been transferred. The military had already taken effective power. And when you look at history, going back to history, how many of these leaders who have always told us the main reason is because the economy is bad, they will always have one thing or the other to say. The economy, the political leaders are not doing the right thing, so many things, the populace are not, and by the time they took over the power, how many of them have they changed? How many of them have changed the position? You will see them ending up becoming one tyrannical and dictatorship in their affairs. Now, let's take Nigeria as an example.
All right.
When Babangida was in government, all the military governors that has happened, let's now come down to the issue of Muritala and Babangida. From Muritala, that is Olusegun Muritala Obasanjo regime, down all to this level. They took power from Gowon on the ground that Gowon was not giving us transition. When they took over power, when Muritala took over power, you see a lot of people who are retired unceremoniously. And if you look back to history, that is where the problem of our civil service started. Now, he left. Obasanjo came in and started, okay, let's do the transition. They did the transition. Then Buhari and his coup plotter and his fellow took over the power. they became very dictatorial. You can imagine jailing somebody for 200 and something, 400 and something years. It's ridiculous.
That's
So
simply usurpation of power.
So you start looking at it that will anybody live up to 200 years? Then you are jailing somebody for 400. So you can see dictatorship, and before you blink the hair like this, Babangida came in. And Babangida not only turned himself into a military president, he wanted to be a democratic president and wanted to live forever. By the time he left, while they were doing this, the pressure on him, he left. Abacha came in. Abacha became very, very dictatorial. You understand? So go back. Now go back to other Samuel Doe, Idi Amin. You see, they say it's better to have the late Mandela said that it's better to have a lean person with freedom than to be a fat person in slavery. And that is exactly what we are saying.
Okay.
You see, they can plan. Most of these people, what is their pedigree? What do they have? We are not saying the leaders they took over from are good. You understand? But the point is, while we are talking about rule of law, military rule is an aberration. And it gives so much room and opportunity for an individual to become unnecessarily powerful to the extent that you will not be able to remove him. Look at what happened during Obasanjo. You will see that he's coming with his military background. He came into power first time, second time. He wanted to perpetuate himself again. And let's take even the last administration of Buhari. You will see that if there is any government that violates and refuses to obey the rule of law, Buhari government is one of the foremost in our recent democratic setup.
All right, Comrade Bashir, let's take a look at some reactions coming from the African Union as well as the ECOWAS. President Bola Tinubu has also come out to make a statement through his media aid, and let's listen to what he has to say about this issue.
His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is watching developments in Gabon very closely with deep concern for the country's socio-political stability and the seeming autocratic contagion apparently spreading across different regions of our beloved continent. The President, as a man who has made significant personal sacrifices in his own life in the cause of advancing and defending democracy, is of the unwavering belief that power belongs in the hands of Africa's great people and not in the barrel of a loaded gun. The President affirms that the rule of law and a faithful recourse to constitutional resolutions and instruments of electoral dispute resolution must not at any time be allowed to perish from our great continent. To this end, the President is working very closely and continuing to communicate with other heads of state in the African Union toward a comprehensive consensus on the next steps forward with respect to how the crisis in Gabon will, into how the continent will respond to the contagion of autocracy we are seeing spread across our continent.
All right, that was the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, during Gelali, and the president warned that the rule of law and democratic instruments for resolving electoral disputes must not be allowed to perish in Africa. Now, as the news of the coup broke out, Gabonese citizens took to the streets in celebration. Do you think this coincides with the statement of the coup plotters that they've been enduring an irresponsible government?
The Nigerian citizen trooped out.
No, I mean the Gabonese.
Yes, I'm coming.
Okay.
The Nigerian citizen trooped out.
Yes.
When Babangida took over the power in Nigeria from Buhari. They also trooped out when Buhari also took over the power. You understand? But what we are saying is this. They will troop out. They will troop out. But they are complacent. They also contributed to the situation they found themselves. I'm coming. You see, in Nigeria today, is it possible for somebody, a democratically elected president in Nigeria today, to say he wants to perpetuate himself? No. You see, the Nigerian citizens will fight against it. So if the citizen refuse to fight and their leader is trying to truncate the electoral process doing it, let it be it so. Let me put it that way. But for the military to come over, they will become so powerful that there is nothing you can do. And that's where we are talking about. You understand? You see, they may troop out because they don't know the implication. We all trooped out when Buhari took over power. Do you know why Rabo was sent to prison? Not because what they published was right, but because they published. And the military said, once you publish anything that embarrasses the government, then they will jail you. That was why Nduka Rabo and I can't remember the other news were jailed. And you see, in a democratic system, you have more freedom to speak your mind. In a military government, they rule by decree. The democratic system, they rule by law. And when you are talking, the difference between law and decree is that the decree is made just by one person, and law is made by a group of representatives of the citizens. So if a civilian government is able to amend the constitution, then it means that the citizens are in support of that amendment because they have their representative. You understand my point? Okay. And that is where we are going. That's what we are saying in this country. You see, people fail to realize one thing. The legislature are the most powerful in the arms, out of all the arms of government, because they have the power. They are the representative of the people. They have the power to impeach any governor or president that violates the constitution. You understand? So if anybody is going against the constitution and they are looking at him, then it means that the people, because those are the representatives of the people, it means all of us are in support. But when it comes to the military man, he becomes the only person. Look at what happened during Idi Amin period. He went to the CBN, and the CBN governor was saying, he said, print more money, print more money. The man said, we can't print more money. We don't even have our reserve again. He said, are you talking to me? He took the man and said they should go and kill the man. And put, without anything, he said, are you working here? I said, you say, take over. And that one became the governor. Then that's exactly what we are talking when it comes to military rule.
All right.
You see, the military rule, we are talking, it's not about whether the government is bad or good. It's about the implication of what the military, a single ruler, can become without any checks.
So in essence, what you're saying is that when stuff like this, when a thing like this happen, when the people are clamoring for,
they don't know what they don't know the implication of what they are clamoring of. You know,
but what is the way forward?
The way forward is that, you see, the way forward is that let's maintain our rule of law. You understand? If there is any problem, you see, most people don't understand the way international organization works. You see, all this African Union, all this West Africa, ECOWAS, UN, all of them, you see, they have a rule. They represent, each country is coming in as an independent nation. Okay. But now with these waves, you will see that there will be a lot of amendment to the way they will now operate. You understand? Yeah. Now, when you look at UN, when you look at the European people, That is why the reason why it's very difficult for any coup to occur there. People are saying in the developed country it will never happen. It has happened. In Russia, that was coup. You understand? And Russia is also a developed country. But what I'm saying is that the UN, in their own rules, have made it so easy that if anybody tried to plan a coup and took over in any of the European country or any developed country, it's not easy for that fellow to stay, because the law and the other states will be they will more or less make that fellow a pariah person. The citizens will not be happy with it. They will fight against it because they know the implication. But in Africa, we don't know the implication when people come. We are only taking the moment. The moment pain is what is always giving us concern.
All right, comrade. Let's take some reactions from our listeners via WhatsApp and via calls. The number to call to participate in our conversation. We've been talking about the latest coup plot in the Central African nation of Gabon, where President Ali Bongo has been placed under house arrest. And he has also called on his friends to come to his aid. The numbers to call are 0913 655 6952. You can also send your WhatsApp messages to 0913 655 6864. We have calls already. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Please move away from your radio set.
Or off it.
Oh. All right. The numbers to call again are 0913 655 6952. You can also send your WhatsApp messages. I think we have some messages already. This one says, good morning. African leaders are responsible for the serial coup happening all over Africa. Sure. When a leader will perpetuate himself in power for 20, 30 years, besides, most people are living in abject poverty. That is why you see the masses in those countries jubilating and giving their support to the military. If the leaders have made positive changes, the masses will be the one to mobilize against the military. Moreover, some of the leaders has become a puppet in the hand of the Western world. They siphon resources of their countries to satisfy the Western world. Well, it's a long message. Well, this is from Olatinwo from Airport Road. Well, let's pick this one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Mr. Sukuti calling.
Say again, please.
Mr. Sukuti on the line.
All right, go ahead with your contribution.
Well, we have leaders with, character of a type syndrome. You don't want to leave, you don't want to leave. It is happening every day.
Yes, go ahead.
It's happening every day, even in Nigeria. Anybody who has become governor will still want to go, if not because of the law. Some governor will have been there for the past 20 years, if not because of the constitution. It could be there for as long as possible.
Okay.
You can see that they still want to go for Senate, they still want to become minister, they still want to become. And we have to use that. We need to grow people. This idea, this character is known with African leaders, and that is, but you cannot compare Gabon with Nigeria, because I've had many people clamoring that Nigerian armies should do this. I was like, no. In Nigeria, our democracy is working a bit. It might not reach the level at which we want it to go.
Okay.
It's working. We are having transition.
All right, thank you.
People are going and coming, 8 years, tenure, first term, second time. After that, you go. Buhari have gone. Obasanjo have gone. And many people have gone. So, but it is not happening like that in Gabon. So you cannot compare Gabon with Nigeria. And people that are clamoring for for military rule, I'm telling you, it is not ideal. Military rule, the military are not supposed to rule. They are just the guardian, they are the warrior that are supposed to protect us.
Okay.
If the warrior is now the ruling, you know what can happen. So we should not be clamoring for that. We should look at a way in which we can make these leaders do what we want. And we have those ways at our hand.
All right.
I just hope very soon we take a good action that will bring our
All right, thank you.
a very good governance, a real democracy.
All right, thank you. Okay, well, let's take this message on WhatsApp. It says, good morning to the crew of the program. Your analyst has made my day for this critical analysis of the subject matter. Very excellent and apt. Bravo, Abdul Karim from Ogbomosho. Thank you, Abdul Karim. All right, keep your messages coming in on 0913-655-6864. And when we return from this short break, we'll continue with the discussion. Do not go anywhere. It's still the Diamond Breakfast Show.
And why are you this happy, my dear?
Because an end has finally come to failure in our son's education.
Oh, really?
Of course, yes. Panacea International Academy is in town.
Oh yes, Panacea International Academy, a citadel of learning where everything is international with standard day facilities established for children both home and abroad. Our students are not just academically upright but morally, physically and spiritually sound with qualified and God-fearing teachers. Our school environment is conducive with fully equipped science and language laboratories, computer rooms, 24 hours power supply and a standby school bus conveying the students from one location to another. Admission is in progress into both primary and secondary classes and our forms are available at Panacea International Academy, Oloje Street, based in Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. For further inquiries, call 0806-227-2764 and 0803-349-2673. Panacea International Academy. Wisdom, integrity, and excellence.
kókó lára ọ̀tá le. gbéra ńlẹ̀ kó dìde. kára ó lè pè ń ban. àtọ̀ra wọ̀ àtúrà pẹ̀sẹ̀ àtúrà dáadáa. kegun tó kegun náà. kára ó yá gágá. ara ń ronú tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ronú mọ́. tẹ̀ bá ti fi kára ó lè pè ń ban ra. lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọnú igun. tó sì ń ṣe àtúntò rẹ̀. òṣùbù yẹ̀kẹ́ fa párọ̀ tàbí fi ẹsẹ̀ dá. fi kára ó lè pè ń ban bọ̀. káì ara rẹ̀ ó lè padà yakinlala. action ó jẹ́ ara ríro tàbí ẹ̀yìn dídùn. kára ó lè pè ń ban lọ́kọ̀ gbogbo wọn. agbára pọ̀ kára ó lè pè ń ban. tuyi pharmaceutical industries limited. àwọn tó lórúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé níbi ká po oògùn òyìnbó ló ṣe é. kára ó lè pè ń ban. ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pín ìrèpàtú òpèrè ta pàtà pọ́npọ́n. kára ó lè pè ń ban. ó kì í síbẹ̀. kára ó lè pè ń ban múre àtúrà dáadáa.
Children are gifts to the world. As parents, it is our responsibility to nurture them to greatness, and at Colored Minds, we help your child become independent and useful children in the society. Colored Minds School is a school solely for children with learning and behavioral disabilities, such as the cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, attention deficit hyperactivity syndrome, autism spectrum, etc. We adopt a teaching model that enhances learning, concentration, attention, and that brings out a child's talent. It is the first of its kind in Kwara State and its environs. We have seasoned teachers who have experience in areas of special needs education. We have a conducive environment that encourages attention and calmness in a child. Our aim is to rehabilitate and incorporate the child back into regular schools. We strive to make the child independent in our society. We're located at Budo Siokete off Asadam Road, Ilorin. You can call us on 070-6355-0136. You can also call 080-3941-1529. You can also email us at hugsandcuddles00@gmail.com. Cuddled Minds, nurturing your child to greatness.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond887FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
All right, you're welcome back from that commercial break. You're still tuned into Diamond 88.7 FM, and this is the Diamond Breakfast Show. Well, we've been discussing on the current coup plot in Central African nation of Gabon, and I'm discussing with a legal practitioner, Oladipo Bashiru. He's also a current affairs analyst. Well, comrade, let's look at the ripple effect of this coup in Gabon, relating it with neighboring countries as well as their colonizers, France. You remember the President Ali Bongo, he called on his friends, his so-called friends, to come to his aid. Now, what are some of the effects, the trickling down effect, the spillover effect this coup will have on neighboring countries?
You see, why we condemn that coup, because of its illegality, we are bound to also recognize some silent facts that may also, have weighed heavily in making the coup to occur. In those days, when there was coup, most of these coups are sponsored by the superpowers. I believe that this coup is also one way of that too. And and the reason is this: France, as a colonist, has to remain a colonist even up to today in virtually all the countries, particularly African countries that were under our rule in those days. And most of the leaders have affinity with France. But unfortunately, the current France president, maybe because he's a little bit younger, the way he is pressing and taking over, trying to, have much control over the France colony, may also be a reason why most of these military people find it so easy to take over power, because they wanted to have a clean slate away from France. You see, anything that happens in any country, there is no way that it's not having some national and international connections and reasons. And for that reason, and that is why the coup may have its own negativity, but it has its own positive side. And the positive side is this, which we want people to really realize. The positive side is that it will tell most of our African leaders that the perpetuation of power, trying to perpetuate yourself in power, you may end up being killed or being, destroyed totally. That is one. Two, it's going to tell people that in the way you do your affairs now as a leader, you must always be considering the fact that you must not let the people, you must not overshadow with the people with so much stress. You understand my point? So these are very, very important reasons. And it gives a room, for the international community, because once you have taken over power, you are the man in power. So if there is going to be anything, they have to negotiate with you.
Okay.
You understand my point?
Yeah.
Like, look at what is happening in Niger now. They are trying to find solution to it. Whether the leaders were recognized internationally, they are still the de facto leader in Niger. And that is why everybody is saying, let them call them to table. Now, yesterday or the day before yesterday, the Algerian government is saying that, okay, no, we'll give you 6 months. You understand? Before you know it, because the moment you allow these people to stay long in power, you'll not be able to take over that thing from them again. So the best thing is you give them the very shortest period for them to leave and get away from that place. Conduct a good election, and then whoever is coming in now will be much more careful.
All right, let's take this message on WhatsApp. It says, the solution to coup in Africa is simple: good governance, transparent leadership, care and concern for the masses. So the African leaders must be blunt to themselves. If they want to stop the coup in Africa, they must be responsible to solve Africa problem. If not, it will continue. Thank you, Olatinwo from Airport. Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Omotayo.
All right, Omotayo.
I'm calling from Ilorin.
All right, in 30 seconds, make your contribution.
I can tell you very sincerely that the man in the studio have done a great job.
Okay.
But we need to look at it from our own perspective here.
Okay.
That when people are not happy, when government is not doing the right thing, or when people don't emerge using the platforms that we have, then people will revolt. Most of the time, you find out that it is that invite the military to come to play. So if we have good government, if things are done properly, and we can see the dent of democracy, no people will call on military to come and take over.
All right.
That is a lesson for the rest of them.
All right.
Or else nothing will happen to them.
All right. Thank you for your contribution.
Mr. Nedu, sorry, I just want to chip in this.
All
you
right.
see, people are looking at the executive president, executive governor.
Okay.
But let me tell you one thing. For us to build a veritable institutions in Africa or in any democracy, the legislators are the most important aspect of it. Because they are the one who are to uphold the rule of law.
Okay.
It's not even the court. You see, people don't understand the power. Even the legislature, the honorable people don't even understand their own power. And that's why they call them honorable.
All right.
Because they are the one, they are the citizen, they are the one representing the citizen.
All right.
If a man Before anybody can say he's breaking the law, if you break the law of the land, the legislature can now say, oh, Mr. Man, you sworn to uphold the Constitution, and you have failed this Constitution. We are sending impeachment proceeding against you. You will see that virtually all the governors, all the presidents will cut their sizes, and they will do the right thing.
All right, comrade.
Thank
Our
you so
time is fast spent. Let's speak one more call before we move on to the next talking point. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, please. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Mr. Davis calling from Shao.
Say again, please.
Davis.
Mr. Davis from Shao.
All right, go ahead.
My regards to the man in the house.
All right.
He has said a lot of things. You see, if there must be a stop to coup in West Africa or Africa as a whole, the African Union should be able to go and speak directly to Macron in Paris and let him know that the French mentality in Francophone country is no more working.
It's no more working.
Because it is the Francophone country is still their colony. I can tell you that most of these Francophone countries, their budget is prepared directly from Paris.
Yeah.
If the leaders are happy, will the citizens be happy? No. That is why you see people jubilating when they took over government. In the Anglophone countries, things like that cannot happen because even England does not have a say in whatever happens in Anglophone countries. So if the African Union should take the cue, then they should take the bold step and tell Paris that for as long as you people are still holding these people as your slaves, they will going to have what I will call anti-French sentiment in Africa. Thank you.
All right, your point is well noted. Thank you so much. All right, away from Gabon, let's come down to Nigeria.
I'll say away from coup.
All right, we'll be looking at the comments of the chairman, Committee of Chief Medical Directors of Federal Tertiary Hospitals, Professor M.M. Bassi, who is also the Chief Medical Director of the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital. He appeared before the House of Representatives ad hoc committee to probe employment racketeering in federal government agencies alongside the heads of other health institutions in the country. According to him, the health sector is currently undergoing a major crisis in terms of manpower, which is caused by, the Japa syndrome, where medical specialists, not just doctors, nurses, and other health practitioners are leaving the shores of the country for greener pastures. He disclosed that countries like even Sierra Leone, Gambia are offering Nigerian doctors up to $3,000 to $4,000, which is 3 to 4 times higher than what is obtainable and what is earned in Nigeria. Now, what's your reaction to this observation, comrade?
Thank you so much.
All right.
My reaction is that it's good for Nigeria because it's another way of exporting our professionals. But then, what are we supposed to do? You say, why people are leaving? We have a lot of doctors in Nigeria. So much. But they have to leave. The reason is simple. Go to any hospital. Most of the hospitals, our government is not taking care of it. So even if they are there, they are not being utilized. An average Nigerian would prefer to go to a chemist than to go to a hospital. Even to go to a private hospital. They'll first go to the chemist and before they now say, it's when they discover that the chemist, what the chemist has given to them in terms of drug is not working and the thing is getting a little bit, that's when they will go to the hospital. So what we actually need to do, our health sector need to be looked at critically. It is when you have a place to work, that is when you will be properly employed. You see, people talk about the amount of money. You see, that is not the issue. The amount of money they are earning. No. The issue is that it means that our professionals are ably qualified. It shows that they are ably qualified.
For them to be earning that amount.
No, for them, for another country to now say, please come and work for us and we'll pay you this amount of money. It's just like I have an organization and I discover that there are some other people in another organization and these people are more qualified. They are able to do their job. If I want to poach them, I have to offer them something reasonable to make them move away from where they are. You get what I'm trying to say? Move them away. So it shows that the fact that other countries, particularly in Africa, are coming to Nigeria shows that our medical personnel are very, very qualified, and they can work anywhere in the world.
All right, Comrade Bashir, please kindly hold your thoughts right there. Let's pay some bills, and when we return, we'll continue with the conversation concerning the health sector in Nigeria.
Education is the bedrock of any nation. And here at Diamond 88.7, we make it our top priority. In view of this, we've brought you a mouth-watering offer for all primary and secondary schools. School owners can place their adverts with us at affordable prices and get amazing discounts. So, for every 3 slots of school adverts you place, you get 3 more free. Exciting, right? This is one offer you don't want to miss. Offer lasts from now till the 22nd September 2023. Take advantage of this offer and showcase your school to the world. Don't forget, pay for 3 school adverts and get 3 more free. For inquiries, call 091 2929 4332 or 081 2828 6078 or visit our marketing office at Plot 2 New Yidi Road, Irewolede, Ilorin, Kwara State. Diamond 87 FM, shining supreme.
All right, you're welcome from that commercial break. You're still tuned into Diamond FM 87.7, and this is the Diamond Breakfast Show. Well, comrade, we were talking about the current state of the medical sector, the health sector in Nigeria, how health practitioners are leaving the shores of the country for greener pastures. Now, the chief medical director mentioned that due to the urgency of the need to replace various health professionals who leave the country, it is difficult to comply with the federal character in terms of recruitment.
That is not correct. That's to me, it's just they are just trying to hide under something else.
Why do you say so?
Thank you very much. You see, when the problem of this country is that we are delighted to break the law than obeying the law. It's when we now broke the law, we'll now be finding reasons why we are breaking the law. Law is made for us so that it will be fair and justifiable for everybody to have a say or to participate in an activities. You understand? Now, if you say it's because this and because of the people who are going, that's why you are not taking, those people you are taking, how are they able to know that there was a vacancy? You understand my point? So it's just people are just trying to cover up their favoritism by giving reason for it. Publish it. When you publish, do interview. Then when you do interview, there are a lot of people that will come for employment. You have the list. Out of the 10, it won't be that the whole 10 will not qualify. Perhaps 10 people came, and then you have about 4 that qualified, but you are not picking the best. Then you put the other one on the list.
Are you saying when it comes to the health sector, the issue of federal character is not a priority?
That's what I'm saying. It's a priority. That's what I'm saying. When you put, the moment you put the thing, the advertisement, people will apply it. Different places. Then when you pick from one area, you still have some qualified people. You can put them down, and when there is any urgency, you can pick from those ones you have listed. I don't know if you get my point. This is what is done in most organizations.
Yes.
When people come for interview, you see some people who are also okay, some people are okay. Then you pick the best. Then those ones that are still okay, you put them on reserve. So in case, if there is need for urgency, you pick from those reserve. That's the way it is done. So for them to now say, you see, most organizations will come now and they will tell you because of urgency. The JAMB also did the same thing. And they say because of urgency, we have to recruit them. And you are recruiting hundreds of people. What is the urgency in it?
All right,
that will make you to say you are recruiting hundreds of people at the same time.
All right, comrade, let's take some reactions, please.
Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, please. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Abayomi from Ilorin.
All right, Mr. Abayomi, go ahead in 30 seconds.
You see, we're only blaming the people for supporting most of these coups. But the fact is that they will support it because they are not enjoying anything from the civilian government that is in power already.
All right.
Until these people stop to be too greedy with power. If they didn't stop, we will never, something of this nature will never stop. Imagine, let's use Nigeria as a case study now. You send people to go and combat all this terrorism and so on and so forth. These soldiers, some of them are killed, some of their family, those people that were killed, some of their family are not even taken care of. And you are giving amnesties to people that have killed, that have maimed the citizens, and you are even giving them allowances. Okay. And you say, who will not happen? It will happen.
All right.
And that's why the leaders need to stand on their toes to do the right thing. If they fail to do the right thing, something of this nature will keep occurring. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. Okay. You can still contribute. You can still keep the calls coming in on 0913-655-6952. You can also call 0913-655-6864. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, David, Daniel Liu.
All right, go ahead with your contribution.
Yes. On the health issue, I am grateful to our brother who has been giving us very good facts about what is happening in the health sector.
Okay.
My own concern is this. I am believing that the president will have to return us back to what it was in the 60s, where we have to go to the hospital and we don't have to pay a single penny. Anything short of that, we will not take it from him. We believe in him. That was why we elected him. And I pray he will fulfill the mandate that is given to him.
All right. All right. Thank you, Mr. David.
Let me just say one thing about that. You see, there is no way any government will run institutions without payments. But there are ways that they try to make it lighter for the citizens. And one of the easiest way is insurance.
Health insurance.
Health insurance. In fact, in the developed country, virtually everything is under insurance. There's nothing you want to do that is, in fact, life insurance, everything is so common there. So if we do, and with due respect, our government is also trying to make some. In Kwara, we have the Kwara insurance, health insurance policy. We have the national health insurance policy. So let's everybody key into this insurance system, and then let the government make it more viable. And the only way they can make it more viable is to ensure that we have a sustainable and a very robust health system, health institutions that are functioning. Because I cannot do insurance when I know that the health facility is not functioning. You understand? I have to go to the private. The private man might tell me, oh, before I get the insurance, this I have to pay. You understand?
Okay.
If you go outside the country and you do health insurance, when you get there, whatever you pay for, it has happened to me. You see, whatever you pay for in treating yourself, even when you leave that country, you can see the way they are so organized. They will still send your insurance, the cost of that, they will send it back to you. It happens to me. I was in Italy some years back. I had a problem. I had to go to the hospital, and I have insurance when I was traveling. Immediately, they told me, the man said I have to pay. I pay. But once the insurance is ready, so they process the insurance for me, and they sent it back to me here. It cost me almost $100 then. So they send the whole money back to me because I have the health insurance.
All right.
So that is the easiest way. The government has to play its own role to ensure that our institutions, our health institutions are functioning, because that is why the medical people are going.
All right, comrade. Let's take some reactions from WhatsApp. It says, good. This one says, good morning, Mr. Nedu and the law in the studio. My name is Engineer Ganbel. We should appreciate the coup plotters, as all coup are not bloody, as in 4 to 6 decades ago. Henceforth, it shows no different opinion in forces taking over, because they are and their families are feeling the heat of bad governance with citizens. All other democratic governments in other countries should let their governance be local and citizens friendly. Job racketeering has started long ago. It's okay. I think I should stop right there. Let me take this one. This one says the issue of brain drain should be a source of concern to the government. It cuts across many sectors: health, lecturers, IT experts. Do you know how long it will take to train medical doctors? Average of 8 years. We train these experts, but eventually go to other countries to develop other countries. The solution is for the government to be responsible in all ramifications. This is Bashir from Taiwo. Let's take one more and we call it a day. This one says, good morning. People are getting the coup in Gabon wrong. There's no complaint that Bongo didn't rule well. The problem is that he has overstayed his welcome there. He did absolutely well in governance, but people are tired of the family ruling. Well, this is from Uluwashim from Gakambi. Well, our time is fast spent, comrade. In just 20 seconds, just give us your parting shot concerning all we've said.
All we have said borders on the fact that rule of law. Obey the rule of law. Let our leaders do the needful. Do what is right. Obey the Constitution. If anyone violates the Constitution, let the necessary authority take it over from there.
Okay.
And the necessary authority to take over is our legislature. Work on your legislators. Work on your representative. Let them know their responsibility.
Okay.
And once they know that, we don't have any problem in the country.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Bashir. All right, this is where we'll be stepping on the brakes on the Diamond Breakfast Show this Thursday morning. As you all know, it reaches you from Mondays to Fridays, and it has been a wonderful time. Have a splendid day. My name remains Nedu Okorie.
Thank you so much. Have a